Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today we're talking all things Ironman with a recently completed Ironman, not for the first time. Richard Fitzgerald, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on.
Congratulations on the Ironman Ireland. How did it go?
It went really well, actually. Yeah, I finished it in Cork in Ireland on the 20th of August, Sunday, and it's a 3.9 kilometer swim, 180 kilometer bike, and a 42 kilometer run. I did it in 10 hours 19 minutes, but they shortened the swim. It was rough conditions, and tragically 2 people passed away, which we find out about afterwards.
Wow.
Yeah, and as does tend to happen sometimes in these sort of difficult events. But yeah, I made it back, and really pleased with overall how it went.
So I just have a question. So Tri is obviously a really big sport in Dubai. We have the Ironman in Dubai, but a lot of people look abroad as well. So what is it like to plan an Ironman or any kind of event abroad, and what's the process like to get in there? Yeah,
like triathlon is one of those sports that not everyone knows about. It's kind of like, it's obviously swimming, cycling, running, but it wasn't something we all knew growing up. But I think I know the countries, it's not necessarily hasn't got a home. The first ever triathlon Ironman was in Kona in Hawaii in 1978, where a few guys just started out for the day, and it kind of developed from there. And it's really has sort of developed over the years. You know, in Dubai particularly, a lot of people, as we're blessed really. We've got great desert cycling tracks. We've got lots of beach and plenty of places to run. So you see lots of international triathletes and different people taking up the sport when they're here. We see there's a real push in the city for cycling. I could talk at length, but over the years, a lot of local event companies have put on a lot of events. The Triathlon Association of the UAE is a really well-run entity. It allows people like me to join the UAE triathlon team. They've actually got a contingent of nearly 40 people from all nationalities competing in Spain in a few weeks at the International ITU event. There's lots of acronyms in triathlon, lots of different bodies, but that's one of the distances, that's one of the events. And many people as well took part in the Triathlon 70.3 World Championships yesterday, the day before in Lahti in Finland. And many people from the UAE took part with the best triathletes in the world. So there's a whole host of things going on. The season will start on the 1st of October here in a race in Abu Dhabi in Horadiyat, how do you pronounce it? And on the 7th, there's the Roy Nasser Memorial with Race ME down in now rebranded Deer Islands, Dubai Islands. So there's loads of events around the year. I train with a group called Bespoke Ride, BR. And we've over 200 athletes in that group, so I get good coaching from them, and we go out many times in the week together with a really good thing. Yeah, so my coach and I planned that event at the start of the year, and I signed up in January, and I messaged him in March, and I said, I don't think I can do this. He said, well, we haven't started training yet, so chill. And then I just did a kind of a 4 or 5 months. So I think of long endurance, like you need minimum 12, if you did a marathon, you need 12 to 16 weeks training. But Ironman, you need a bit longer. You kind of have to have it in your mind for a year or 2.
Fine, but there's one thing about planning an Ironman, which I think Simran and I, we're thinking 2023, Dubai.
Yeah.
2024.
2024.
Yeah.
That's planning it here.
Sensible.
But you did it abroad, and you've done another Ironman abroad as well. Do you have any tips for Simran and I off to Finland next? Maybe Kona.
Yes.
Yeah, do you have any tips?
So that's the thing. The season happens that time, but in the summer, what do people do? And everyone picks a European race. Lots of people do, and I picked that one. And I trained indoor and outdoor. I did a little bit more indoor training this summer, and I was ready to go basically. But you have to pack the bike. You have to get your nutrition. Emirates is great with bikes because you don't need to pay extra. They actually looked after me. To shout out Emirates. I was flying into Ireland, and I was, working till all hours on the way over. So I was able to get an upgrade to business class. So they really do look after track.
What was that like on the way back when could you imagine doing it at Ironman and just being like,
your
body just like stuck in one position?
Yeah, we all like the sort of upgrade and the service that Emirates do, but particularly so business trips and things like that, but particularly if you're doing a sport, being rested is so important. And I was just counting on those hours sleep, even when I got to Ireland, there's a lot of things you have to do before the event. So you have to check your bike in, you have to check in, it's a logistical, with 3 different sports, you can't forget one thing. You can't forget to charge your watch, you can't forget your shoes, you can't forget helmet, you can't forget your race belt, you can't forget what are the nutrition that you need. So you need 60 to 90 grams per hour, you need your electrolytes, you need absolutely everything. And you don't need to worry about losing luggage, as happened to me with a different airline in an Italy training camp last year. So having that, big shout out, thank you for that, taking the peace of mind away from me, letting me sleep. And so that trip part in Emirates, thank you for that, of the trip was good. But just in general, planning in Europe, planning anywhere, the World Championships for the men next year is in Kona, Hawaii. There's also a 70.3 championships in Taupau in New Zealand. So there's lots of regional races as well. Coming up, we've got Bahrain in December. There's Ironman in Oman. There's 2 in Oman. There's one in Muscat and one in Salalah. Yeah, so they're the 70.3. So the regional doesn't have a full one yet, but we've got another one coming up in different parts of the region as well. So yeah.
Well, all I know is how scary it is when someone in your family is actually taking part in these races, because they are they're treacherous, they're scary. So watching the updates of you finishing was fun to say the least, but you getting past the finish line every single time is always a blessing. So massive. Well done to you. Hopefully it's the last one.
Yeah, and since you're doing it, we can train together now.
We'll do it.
So.
We'll fly Emirates. I think we'll
the ice baths.
We'll do different things. Maybe we won't sleep. We'll probably, go to the bars.
I'm okay with the ice bath training.
Yeah, cool. That's after or before the running, swimming, and cycling.
Moon cleanse, ice bath training.
Ice bath training.
Yeah,
We're down for that part.
Well, no, it's great. I'm glad I inspired you to come out, and it's cool to be able to do 5-6 hours training with you guys. Yeah.
Cannot wait. Well, we know it's an amazing community. So also well done to BR, because I know that they help you every step of the way, and it is cool to watch the tri community in Dubai, because you are massively involved. Thank you, Richard Fitzgerald, for joining us.
Thanks, Casey. Thanks, Simran.
Very
Happy
shortly
Umran.
after the break, we're going to be joined by one of the UAE's most successful entrepreneurs, Saigen Yalchin. He's going to be with us after this short break.